places where hunts the fox and badgers play. The midnight stars are at their brightest. Snow lies deep where mist hangs grey.
Hi, my name is Rudy.
And my name is Finn.
And we both love glowworms!
Now you may be wondering what's so good about glowworms. Consider this.
Adult glowworms are really big native bugs.
The larvae is a ferocious, venomous predator.
And they glow green in the dark!
What more can a boy want?
So, Rudy, what exactly are glowworms?
Years ago, people used to think glowworms were magical, and that's probably where the ideas of fairies came along. Actually, they're not worms, they're beetles. In Britain, we have two types of glowworms, one of which is very rare, but the one you're most likely to see is the common or European glowworm. Its Latin name is Lampyris noctiluca, which means lamp of the night. The adult glowworm only survives for a few months. Most of its life is spent as a larvae. Let's take a look at this one that I found at Park Slip. This is a glowworm larvae. When it first emerges, the larvae is about 5 millimeters long. Seen from above, the larvae has a head followed by 12 body segments. Each segment has 2 yellow spots at the hind corner. At this stage, there is no obvious difference between the females and males. Although its size will increase enormously in the next year, the larvae's appearance will hardly change at all until it becomes an adult. Let's go outside and find out more. This is Ogmore Down, an unimproved grassland, a perfect site for glowworms. The larvae hatch in early September and set off to find their first meal. It is an eating machine and spends 2 years building up its fat reserves, because adult glowworms can't feed.
So, Rudy, what do glowworms eat?
Glowworms feed on snails and can kill something 15 times their own weight.
That's like me taking down a grizzly bear.
The larvae have sharp jaws. It uses to bite and inject toxic fluid into the snail. The larvae might have to bite the snail more than once to paralyze it. While it is waiting for the poison to work, the larvae will often ride on its shell. The larvae will also eat slugs. But the slugs don't have a shell, so it doesn't get a free ride. Instead, it has to run alongside the slug, nipping it as it goes. The poison paralyzes the slug or snail and starts to digest it. It turns it into a broth, which the larvae starts to lap up. Obviously, this is not particularly nice for the snail. In its 3rd year, the larvae will eat its final meal, and in May it will pupate into an adult glowworm, and will emerge during June and July. Seeing the green light of the glowworm is something you should all do. Let's have a look at some footage I made earlier this year. Glowworms can glow at all stages of their life, but it's the females who put on the real show. Like this one at Old Castle Down that's trying to attract a male. The female will climb up some grass or vegetation and start glowing just as it gets dark. The glow is caused by a chemical reaction that's in the insect's abdomen. The light is caused by mixing 2 chemicals, luciferase and luciferin. If the female is unsuccessful in attracting a mate, she can often be found in the same place the following night. When you can't eat, there's no point of moving around and wasting your energy. Glowing females can sometimes be found in unexpected places. During a survey in 1992, one was found on a sheep's back and another behind a pig's ear. We found this pair of glowworms on Oldcastle Down. It was the first time I've seen a male. Once the female has attracted a male, they crawl on the ground to mate. Unfortunately, not all females get to attract a mate. Some get caught and eaten by spiders, and some poor females are unable to attract a male before their energy runs out. Few females can survive more than 10 nights of glowing. After mating, the female lays her eggs. She can lay anywhere between 20 to 150 eggs. After laying the eggs, there's not much of the insect left. She looks like a flattened bag. In this picture you can see a female swollen with eggs. This is one of our favourite places, Park Slip Nature Reserve, and it's an excellent place for glowworms. And they do pretty good lollies as well. Not many people actually notice glowworms, which makes it difficult to judge how threatened they are. As with most wildlife, we know habitat destruction is a problem. Female glowworms can't fly, so they can only recolonize an area by walking to it. This means that glowworms are particularly sensitive to habitat fragmentations. Hopefully, Park Slip will be a safe haven for glowworms for years to come. There's plenty of water here to keep their snails happy.
And there's plenty of snails to keep the glowworms happy.
Glowworm larvae are mainly nocturnal, so you would be very lucky to see one in the day. In the winter, the larvae hibernate under fallen trees, rocks and rotten logs. Earlier in the year, with the help of volunteers, we made a number of log piles at Park Slip, like this one. We hope the larvae will use these to hibernate during the winter. Never underestimate the conservation value of a strategically placed log.
I hope you enjoyed the short film.
If you want to know more about glowworms, this book by John Tyler is very good. Or you could visit the UK Glowworm website. If you want to see the glow, head out into suitable habitat, just as it's getting dark on a warm evening in June. And if you do see any, remember to report them to the UK Glowworm Survey. Now excuse me while I get on with some reading.